Hello, I'm Evelyn Rusli, and this is TechCrunch Now for Thursday, July 8th. Joining us in the studio today is John Biggs. He's the editor of CrunchGear, and Mark Wozniak. He is the VP of Product for Infodome, and you might also recognize his last name. Yes, he's also the brother of Steve Wozniak, who's the co-founder of Apple. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
In honor of CrunchGear and also of Apple, I feel like we have to cover the mobile market today. First of all, what type of mobile device do you guys own?
You better go first, because I can only imagine your answer.
You can only imagine. What if I have an Android? You'd be surprised, but I do have a PC at home, and it's not a Macintosh, believe it or not.
Do you have any Macs in terms of computers, laptops?
Well, I have my iPhone with me right now,
and
I have an
iPad,
and I waited in line, 7 hours, as I was telling you, for the new iPhone 4.
Now, John, you get to play with all the fun gadgets here. What is your favorite? Which phone do you use the most?
Well, I mean, I stood in line for the iPhone 4. Obviously, that's basically something that we all have to do at this point in our lives. I've been using a number of devices, including the Evo 4G. I mean, I think we're really interested in where Android is going and what it means for the industry, and also what the iOS platform means for the industry as well, because it's a sea change. Things are really changing pretty quickly.
Yeah, where Android is going seems to be up and up. ComScore just released its numbers for the smartphone market for the period of March through May. Apparently, they were the only smartphone to see a gain in market share, about 4 percentage points to 13% of the market, still not equivalent to Apple, which has about 20%, 24.4% to be exact. So what do you think about Android?
Well, the growth is just amazing. I think it's a pretty exciting platform. If I were a developer, I would certainly look at that carefully. I'd probably, in certain respects, I would probably be more inclined to an Android rather than the Apple platform with the lack of controls. So that appeals to me as a developer. From a user perspective, I still prefer the iPhone. I think the user experience still is better, simpler. FaceTime is a killer app for me. My brother has every device, and I talk to him regularly. I love talking with him. He's just a wealth of information because, both from a product perspective, he just pushes the devices to the extreme. He uses all the features, functionality in crazy ways that no normal person would. So he still, like me, prefers the iPhone, but he has an Android phone as well, and he likes it. He thinks there's a lot to offer there.
They recently came out with the Droid X, pretty good phone. Do you think that's going to be a positive catalyst for them, an important one?
It's sort of these like flavor of the months that pop up and disappear. That's one of the major issues that you're going to have with an Android phone, is you also have sort of a fragmentation where some people are still running on the Nexus 1, the original Android version that was running on there, 1.8 or whatever it was, and now you also have 2.1, 2.2, and things are just sort of moving very, very quickly, and they can't roll out enough software for these phones quickly enough.
The interesting thing is this a repeat of the history of the PC industry, Apple versus Microsoft. I think it's not going to repeat exactly, but still you have this model re-emerging, and it's a very powerful, very strong model. So it's interesting. Still turning the pages to see how this plays out. Mm-hmm.
So,
sort of placing my
so Apple's need to have a controlled system is considered a legitimate weakness, a vulnerability on their part.
Well, it's two sides of the coin. It's a strength and it's a weakness. So for a lot of people, a large segment of the market, it's a strength, absolutely, because people don't care about the technology. They care about the experience. They want something simple, reliable. They don't want all the problems with fragmentation and hooking and configuring things up.
And there's the perception. It may not be the truth in many cases. But the perception is that if you make an iPhone app, you can make some money off of it. There's no guarantee of that on any other platform right now, even especially Windows Mobile, which is sort of in a stasis until Windows 7 comes out.
Right, that's another really good point. So I think there's some statistical information that's come out recently that supports. I think I read that on TechCrunch.
So my final question, guys, do you think the Android platform will eventually eclipse Apple, and when does that happen? If so.
Well, at the current growth rates, I would say yes. I think that's going to occur. I think that's likely.
Yeah, I would say in a general sense, an Android platform, there's so many more Android phones than there are iPhones, obviously. And once it becomes a worldwide standard, once Symbian gets out of the way, once the old feature phones disappear, I think every other phone is going to have Android on it.
Yeah.
It's like I said, I've sort of seen this before. It's a very powerful model. But I think Apple's in a stronger position. History won't repeat. I think they'll be in a stronger position. They'll be able to maintain some very good market share.
Well, you heard it here first. The Android will eventually eclipse Apple. So we'll continue to watch CrunchGear and see what happens. Thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.